I wasn't supposed to open the box. In fact, I wasn't even supposed to see it. But the moment I pulled it from the back of my mother's closet, covered in dust, sealed with brittle tape, and labeled with a date from 27 years ago, I felt something shift in the air, a strange heaviness, as if the box wasn't just an object, but a warning. I didn't listen. I cut the tape, and the moment I opened it, my entire life fractured like thin glass. Inside, wrapped in faded tissue, was a single letter. A letter addressed to me, dated the week I was born, and signed by a name I had never seen before. That was the moment I realized my mother hadn't been protecting me. She had been hiding something from me, something enormous, something life-changing, something dangerous. To understand what truly happened, I have to go back to the beginning, or at least the beginning as I knew it. Growing up, it was just me and my mom. I never met my father. She always said he left before I was born. No photos, no stories, no details. The topic was a locked door, and whenever I tried to open it, she gently, but firmly, closed it again. "We don't need to look back," she would say. "We have everything we need." And I believed her, until the day she collapsed in our kitchen. A sudden heart issue, the doctors said. Not fatal, but serious enough to require surgery. While she was in the hospital, I went to her house to clean, organize, and bring her essentials. That was when I found the box, hidden behind old coats, pushed deep into the darkness, like a secret buried but never forgotten. The letter inside was handwritten, neat, precise cursive, the ink slightly faded but still readable. To my daughter, when she is old enough to understand the truth. I read it once, then twice, then a third time, my hands shaking harder each time. The man who wrote it claimed to be my father. But he said something my mother had never said. Something she had sworn, by omission, never happened. He wrote that he didn't leave us. He wrote that he was forced out of our lives. He wrote that my mother wasn't telling me the whole story. Not even close. The hospital was quiet when I arrived that evening. I walked into my mother's room, gripping the letter in my hand. She smiled when she saw me, but the smile faded instantly when she noticed the paper. Her face went pale. Her eyes filled with fear. Not sadness. Not guilt. Fear. "Where did you get that?" she whispered. "It was hidden in your closet," I said. "Mom, is any of this true?" She looked away. Her fingers trembled on the sheets. For a long moment, she didn't speak. When she finally did, her voice was barely audible. "I hoped you'd never find it." Her reaction scared me more than the letter did. "Why?" I asked. "What are you hiding from me?" She closed her eyes. And then she said something that changed my entire understanding of my life. "Because knowing the truth could get you hurt." That night, she didn't explain further. She said she was too tired. She promised we would talk when she felt stronger. She didn't get that chance. The next morning, she went into cardiac arrest. Without warning, without explanation. The hospital tried everything, but she didn't wake up. After 27 years of silence, she died with the truth locked inside her. Or so I thought. Her funeral was small. A few neighbors, some co-workers, no relatives, no father, no extended family. The life she built was quiet, minimal, isolated. I had never questioned it before. But now, I did. I questioned everything. After everyone left, a man approached me. Tall, slightly graying, dressed in a dark coat. He waited until the last person was gone before stepping closer. "Are you Emma?" he asked gently. "Yes," I said cautiously. He nodded, as if confirming something to himself. "Your father would have wanted you to be protected." I froze. "My father?" I whispered. "Do you know him?" He hesitated. "I knew of him. Is he alive?" The man sighed. "That depends on what you believe about people who disappear." My chest tightened. "Disappeared how?" He didn't answer. Instead, he handed me a card. No name, no title, just an address. "Go there," he said. "Everything you've been told, everything you think you know, it all starts there." And before I could ask another question, he walked away, disappearing into the rain as quickly as he had appeared. A week later, I drove to the address. It led me to a small town I'd never heard of. A quiet street, a brick house with peeling paint, the curtains drawn, the mailbox overflowing with old flyers. I knocked. No answer. I tried again. Still nothing. But the door was unlocked. Against my better judgment, I stepped inside. The air smelled stale, as if no one had lived there in years. Dust coated everything. Furniture was untouched, like a frozen moment in time. I walked slowly, my footsteps echoing. The house felt abandoned, but not empty. On a narrow wooden table in the hallway, I found a framed photograph. My mother, young, smiling, and next to her, a man, tall, serious, handsome in a complicated way. The same signature from the letter was printed on the back of the frame. This was my father. He did exist. He hadn't left us. He had been here. Maybe still was. I felt a chill crawl up my spine. Someone was watching me. I turned sharply toward the staircase. A shadow moved. My pulse spiked. Who's there? No answer. I took a cautious step forward. The floor creaked above me. I wasn't alone. Slowly, a figure descended the stairs. A woman, mid-50s, sharp eyes, a face that somehow felt familiar. "Emma," she said calmly, as if expecting me. "You shouldn't have come." "Who are you?" I whispered. She stepped into the light. "I'm the one who kept your father's secret, the one your mother trusted, and the one who warned her this day would come." My breath caught. "Where is he? Is he alive?" The woman gave me a long, heavy look. "Your father was a good man, but he made a powerful enemy, one who wanted control over something he discovered." "What did he discover?" Her gaze hardened. "Something worth killing for." My heart pounded. "Did someone kill him?" She hesitated, then nodded. "Yes." The room spun. My legs weakened. But before I could process her words, she added something that made my skin turn cold. "And now that you've opened that box, they'll come for you too." I stepped back. Who are they?" She didn't answer. Instead, she handed me another envelope, sealed, old, fragile. "This is the last letter your father wrote. He knew one day you might come looking." My hands shook as I opened it. The letter was short. "Emma, if you are reading this, it means the truth finally found you. I didn't leave you. I was taken away. Not because of who I am, but because of who you are. They will try to reach you now. Don't trust anyone. Not even the ones who claim they're protecting you. Signed again, your father." I looked up in terror, but the woman was gone. The door behind me slammed. Footsteps outside. Car engine. Voices. Someone was coming. I ran to the back of the house, heart pounding, lungs burning. Through a side window, I saw two men in dark jackets approaching the front steps. They weren't knocking. They were breaking in. I didn't wait another second. I sprinted out the back door into the woods behind the house. Branches whipped my arms. My breath tore at my throat. I didn't look back until I reached a clearing. The house was already surrounded. I knew one thing. My father was dead. My mother died with secrets. The woman vanished into thin air. And the people looking for me weren't going to stop. Not now. Not ever. Because the truth wasn't just a mystery. It was a target. And I was right in the center of it.